Hey everybody, welcome. Fresh off of a awesome Trey Anastasia acoustic concert last night. So today's lesson is going to be over the classic lizards. An awfully lot to unpack here. It's not as difficult as it sounds though, really, once you get into it. The speed is pretty tough, but as far as just playing and making it sound good, it's not too terrible. It's just a lot to get used to. So we'll go over all that. And as always, if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button, which I think it's around there somewhere, and there's a bell right next to it. Please click that as well, and let's hop in. Alright, so when I think of playing lizards, we're playing a lot of triads here. So the first thing I would go over is the picking pattern, and again we're playing 3 notes, but it's a 5 count, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this first chord here is a C. So I've got my ring finger on the 10th fret of the D string. My middle finger is on the 9th fret of the G, and index finger is on the 8th fret of the B. So I'm going to hit this root note, this C here, on the G string, or the D string. I'm going to do that twice. I'm going to hit an upstroke on the B string once. I'm going to hit the G string, and then back to the B. So that next chord here is a G. Ring finger is on the 9th fret of the D string. Index finger is on the 7th of the G, and middle finger is on the 8th of the B. And we're going to do that same pattern the whole way through when we're playing the triads. So now we're going to a G minor. Your index finger will stay where it is on the 7th fret of that 7th fret of that G string. Middle finger is on the 8th fret of the D, and ring is on the 8th fret of the B. And then from there we're going into a F. Oh, sorry. And that is ring finger on the 7th fret of the D, index finger on the 5th of the G, and middle finger on the 6th of the B. So let's get there here. Okay. So from here, we're going to a F minor. So now our middle finger is on the 6th fret of the D string. Index finger is on the 5th of the G, and ring is on the 6th of the B. So again, that same pattern there. Now this one you do hit twice. And then here we're back to a C. We're just barring the 5th fret here and just still focusing on those three chords, 3 strings there. Alright, so let's get to that part here. Alright, so the first part of this, so during the first part of this verse, so we've done all triads. Now we're going to move to these little four note chords here. Alright, so we come from this C here, which I think this is another form of a C. I think it's a C5 or something along those lines. So I've got my index finger on the 4th fret of the D string. Middle finger is on the 5th fret of the G. Ring is on the 5th fret of the B, and pinky is on the 5th fret of the E. Alright, so with this being a 4 note chord here, instead of doing we're going to hit this root note once. So we're going to go from the D string, G string, to the E, B, back to the E. Sorry about that. Okay. And from there, that's going to be the trickiest transition. It's going to take a little while getting used to going from this. Well, always did it for me to getting to here. So while we're playing here, so I've got my ring finger on the 5th fret of the D string. Middle finger is on the 4th fret of the G, and index finger is on the 3rd of the B, and then I have my pinky finger on the 5th fret of the high E string. That's another little difficult transition. So we've got our index finger on the 3rd fret of the D, ring finger is on the 4th of the G, middle finger is on the 3rd of the B, and pinky finger is still on the 5th of the E. And I will have these chords up here so you can kind of follow along up there as well. So we do that. And you just keep that same position, then just move your index finger from the 3rd to the 2nd fret. Then you move your pinky finger up from the 5th to the 4th. All right, so let's see if we can get back there. We'll go a little bit slower than full speed. Alright, so once we get there, we go with the first verse ending. These are some really cool diminished chords here. So we've just moved our index finger back down to the 3rd fret here. And we're going to keep the same shape. So right now I'm hitting that on the G string, or on the D string. I'm starting here on the 3rd fret. I'm going to move down to the 6th fret. And it's the 9th fret. Alright, and then we start that over. So then you do that for the second time through, and then for the second verse ending. So now I've moved up here. So again, that's the same shape that we had here. We're just moving it up a fret, so now your root's starting on the 2nd fret of the G there. You hit that twice, and then now we're going to basically descend. Pretty much kind of the same way we came back up, we're going to now descend. And now my computer is doing something stupid, so get out of the way. Alright, so now we're back. So we're going to descend in a similar manner to how we ascended. So again, after we get through, we do that twice. Such a great song. Alright, so now we are starting to descend. So we're starting on an F here. And And again, we're going that same exact picking pattern for the triads. So we started with ring fingers on the 3rd fret of the D, middle fingers on the 2nd fret of the G, indexes on the 1st of the B. And then the second time here, we're just going to move our, I mean, you can do it how you want to. I usually just move my my ring finger, just stretches a little bit there. So now my ring finger is on the 4th of the G. Then we're going to move everything down here. So ring finger is on the 5th fret now of the G. Middle finger is on the 4th of the D. No, ring finger is on the 5th of the D. Middle finger is on the 4th of the G, and index is on the 3rd of the B. I swear I know my letters and strings and all that good stuff, but I always screw it up. That's all right. Okay. So do the same thing, where we're just going to move our ring finger from the 5th to the 6th. So for this one, we're changing it up a little bit. So ring finger is now on the 7th fret of that G string, D string. Now I'm borrowing the 5th fret for these other notes here. And again, we're only focusing still on this triad here. Excuse me. And then from there, we're going to then put our pinky finger on the 8th fret of the D string. Okay. So here now we've got our ring finger is on the 7th fret of the D. Index finger is on the 5th of the G. Middle finger is on the 6th of the B. And this, we actually hit this chord 3 times, and this is another, I think this is an A. Or maybe it's an F. I think it's an F. So hit that 3 times. There we go here. So now we're back to kind of the middle ending of the first verse, basically. We'll do that one once. And so we do that C twice. Now, I've seen some where when we come back to end this, where they're actually doing it with the 4. To me, it seems like you're just doing a triad here, so that's how I'm doing it. If you want to do it the other way, go ahead. I don't care. So again, I've got my ring finger on the 5th fret of the D. Middle finger is on the 4th of the G. Index is on the 3rd of the B. Now I've just moved. So now my index is now on the 3rd of the D. Ring finger is on the 4th of the G, and middle finger is on the 3rd of the B. Just moving that index finger up to the 2nd fret there, and then taking it off so it's open. And then we hit that C. So let's go through that one more time here. Something like that. So from there, you just got some chords here, I think starting on a G. is just those three bar chords, G, F, and a C. And then from there, we've got this little solo here. Also, I think this is the piano solo, but we can play it as well. Alright, so for that, so we go back to the first, the C, where we start. And this is basically, we're going to be doing a descending, just like we were up here. So, taking my index finger here, or my ring finger here, that's on the 10th fret of the D, moving it down to the 11th, then taking it down to the 12th, and barring the 10th, and then then barring the 10th by itself. Sorry. And we're going to have ring finger on the 12th fret of the B. You can still bar the 10th fret here, and then put your pinky finger on the 12th fret of the B. And then this one's a little bit of a stretch, but not too bad. So we've got our ring finger here on the 14th fret of the D string, index finger is on the 12th of the G, and middle finger is on the 13th of the B. And this happens twice. On the second time you just hit this, you'll play this one 4 times. Then you go back into this. Alright, thank you all very much for watching. I know that was a little bit long. There's a lot to unpack in that one. Again, it's a lot of fun. It does take a lot of practice to get it down. As you can tell, I'm flubbing all over the place. But still, it's a really great song. It's a lot of fun to play. Please leave me any feedback, comments below. I really do appreciate it, and we'll see you again soon.